Good day, East Texas. Let's do big things together. I am big on news, sports, entertainment, lifestyle, and community. And being intentional is about bringing a commitment and attention to topics, people, and facts to try to reflect what's most important. And during March for Women's History Month, I'm conducting an interview series featuring remarkable women from across East Texas and across the nation. And in this inaugural series, I am talking with Lacey Johnson, a Class B operator and general manager, and Jan Amen, a Secretary and Treasurer of Etoile Water Supply. Ladies, I'm so excited to have you here and to talk with you and to just tell the community about this community-owned but woman-run company. So will you tell everybody, introduce yourselves and tell everybody what you do for the company?
Okay, I'm Jan Amen. I am on the board for Etoile Water Supply Company. I'm Secretary Treasurer and a huge supporter of Lacey Johnson.
And I am Lacey Johnson, and I am the general manager and the operator.
Yeah, well, thank you both for joining us. And Jan, that's so true what you said, because you reached out and said, we've got to talk about our woman-run company and also highlight Lacey. And so I am big on empowering others, especially the women in my life. And so would the two of you just share how the two of you empower the other women that are on your team?
Well, I've witnessed it in a big way with Lacey. She has two women who work for her, and she started 10 years ago. She just had her anniversary. People told her, you are not going to last a year in this position. Well, she showed them wrong. She knows the system inside and outside and just doesn't let anything scare her anymore. It's really awesome.
That's great. That's great. And you're empowering her by uplifting her and putting her name forth to be recognized for during Women's History Month. And so, Lacey, it sounds like you're doing a good job. You've been there for 10 years, and
yes,
congratulations to you. And so you have this team full of women. So what are the things you do? What's your leadership style to keep empowering those women to stay and moving this water supply company forward?
You just do it. It doesn't matter what society thinks you're supposed to do or the image you're supposed to have. So by an all women ran company, it shows the younger generation, even the older generation, that you can do it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's whatever you put your mind to.
Yep. Absolutely.
You just lead by example.
Absolutely. And so do you think that a woman in your industry is expected to lead or act in a certain type of way?
As just the same as everybody else. There is no difference. You just have to prove yourself a little more.
Yep, yep. And so in what ways, I know you've passed quite a few state tests, but in what ways do you think you've done to prove yourself and to continue shining and stay around there for 10 years now?
The water quality itself, the public relations is outstanding. Finances are good. So in all ways you look at it, shows that I've been there for 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. And Jan, how long have you been there with the company?
Oh, a long time. I don't even remember not being on the water board.
Well, that's probably a good thing then. That also speaks to the strength of the company. If you've been there so long, you don't even remember how long you've been there. And so, Jen, you told me a story, something about you rode in the car or truck with Lacey and y'all rode like 70-something miles or something like that. Can you explain that and all the water meters y'all checked?
Yes. One reason that Lacey is so committed to the quality of our water is her own kids drink this water. So she's very committed to that, but also to everybody in the community. She's very compassionate and is very conscientious about the money she spends. But back to the meter reading, there's 792 active meters right now. She used to have to get out of the truck and physically go to each meter every month, and it took 3 days.
That was 40 pounds ago.
And now she has an antenna system where she just drives by each meter, which only takes maybe 5 hours. 4 hours, and that has improved her quality of life because she didn't have to get out of the truck 792 times.
I couldn't imagine.
But it was really interesting. We went almost 70 miles here in this little tiny community. I've lived here since 1995, And she took me places I had never been before. There's some backcountry roads.
I bet so. I mean, goodness gracious, getting out of the vehicle 700 times to check the water meter, and you had to do that all by yourself? It's amazing.
Well, I usually had somebody driving me around.
Yeah, but still, you had to get out over 700
Yes.
times. That's a lot of work, and it took you 3+ days. So that's impressive. But you know what? Your hard work is paying off. You've been there for 10 years and are running a great company. So, Lacey, how did you even get into this role?
Honestly, I needed my electric bill paid, so I needed a job. Before then, I had never done plumbing in my life.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. And so what position did you start in?
Whatever. I've always been an outside employee, so it was anything, shovel work, just girl.
She has been in leaks that went up to her eyes.
Yeah.
I've had to dig my nose and go under it.
Oh my gosh.
Not for everybody.
No, it's not.
Make the best of it.
It sounds like it. Okay, so with the two of you, we're in Women's History Month, and that's why I wanted to talk with both of you. Would the two of you both answer and just share a woman that has impacted your life and helped make you who you are today?
Okay. I would say the most influential person at the moment is Lacey.
Wow.
Because she's come so far and is afraid of heights. She has to climb to the top of the tanks, the water tanks, and she's terrified, but she still does it.
Right.
So yeah, she's an amazing person.
Right. That's nice. That's nice of you to say that. What about you, Lacey?
I would have to say that my work ethic came from my mom.
Okay. That's
But
great.
she ran cows, horses, all that stuff. So she was a very hard worker, building fence, doing all that stuff. And that's where I learned it all from.
Yeah, that's great. What's your mom's name?
Denise.
I like to know people's mama's names because everybody's like first love, first home is mama. So it's nice to know what mom's name is. So way to go, Denise, on raising a hardworking daughter who is growing and building a strong company. And so how many people work there for the water supply company?
3.
Oh, 3, and all women. Okay, wow. Why do the two of you think that Women's History Month is important?
Well, there's that glass ceiling thing that I grew up with. Only men can do certain jobs, not women.
That's not true.
No, it's not. And young women need to be firefighters and water operators, and
Don't be afraid to get dirty.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. What about you, Lacey? Why do you think Women's History Month is important?
I've wanted to showcase Lacey and her crew for years because I just find it so remarkable.
Yeah. That's great.
I wish more women would step out of their own comfort zone and do jobs that they don't think they're supposed to do.
Right.
It's actually very rewarding.
Right.
And you get proud of yourself.
Yeah, well, maybe your interview will help encourage people to do that. And so, Jen, you just said the word crew, and I know there's two other people from the team that can't be here with us today. Do y'all want to just say their names and their roles with the company?
Mindy Holler is the one who rides the roads with her.
She's my right-hand woman.
Ride or die.
Yep.
And then Denise Randall is the office manager.
Okay, awesome. Well, Denise and Mindy should both be proud because they're contributing to a successful company as well. And you all should be proud of yourselves for rocking it out and just running this company as a team of women. And so, is there anything else that I haven't asked the two of you that you want to share with the East Texas community about Etoile Water Supply?
Okay. On our trip around Etoile reading meters, I just wrote down a few of the hazards and challenges she was facing.
Okay.
Connectivity to the internet, that's a problem. Dogs, she's been bitten by dogs several times. People need to keep the dogs in the pits. Snakes, even nests of snakes. She'll reach down into a meter, which is underground. She can't always see what she's reaching in for, and she has found nests of snakes, wasps, spiders. Wasps?
Wasps are the worst.
Worse than snakes.
Yes. I can't do red wasps. Period.
And we found a black widow spider that day when we were out. I mean, weeds, mud, sticker vines, steep terrain, septic systems that you don't know are there. You could fall into one. Yuck.
Or they start spraying while you're out.
Spraying. Yeah. tripping hazards. I mean, it's really incredible what she does.
Right. So are there anything else from you, Lacey, that you want to share with the community about the water supply?
Just be kind and patient.
Yep.
We only work with what we have. So like if the water is turned off because we're fixing a leak and say it's off for an hour, it does no good to get mad that the water's off for an hour because we're actively trying to repair it. That's what I wish more people understood.
Yeah.
The equipment is old and needs replacing, but we're trying to keep costs down and still have good water, and Lacey makes that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, we thank you both for joining, and congratulations on 10 years again. Lacey, Jan, awesome of you to empower her and uplift her. And so everybody, just if you know of anybody else in East Texas that is a remarkable woman that you want to highlight their story, my email and social media are on the screen. Please drop me a line. I would like to share their story. Thanks again, Jan and Lacey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.